It's the Wheel Time Car Show, your weekly go-to all things automotive place today. Coming to you from Studio A in Texas, USA. Next week at the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In. But this is this week. Next week is next week. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us on this Saturday. Thanks so much. Got a very interesting guest I want to get to. His name is Dave O'Neill. Dave, good morning to you, and thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Good morning. Nice to be with you.
Well, when I read all of the stuff that you sent us, I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. These guys are offering a service for guys that are into racing that really don't have necessarily a full-time pit crew, garage, mechanics, guys that change the tire, a complete operation that you can take to the racetrack, and here they are. Esses Racing and Support. Am I right?
You're 100% correct, yes.
So I've got to get the background story. I think it's a brilliant idea because, you know, let's face it, most of the guys that are into especially road course racing, some, I would imagine, wrench on their own cars, but others rather go out and buy a race-ready car and get out there on the track and go for it. And they get to a point where can't afford the team on a full-time basis, but I need somebody out there to help me, to support me at the race.
Right.
This is a great idea. How did it come about?
So started off with a driver who, as you said, was looking for some support. So, you know, he got addicted to motorsport like most people do. And then they ended up, you know, working out of his garage, and one thing led to another, and you know, a couple more guys joined the gang, and 2 years later we got a 15,000 square foot workshop, which we help people out who, as you said, haven't got the time. Some of them not the knowledge, although they love the cars and talking about them. So what we do is offer a service. The customer would drop their car off. We do a pre-track inspection. Fit new tires, bleed the brakes, you know, give it a spanner check or a wrench check, nut and bolt. Make sure we got the right fuel for the car, and then transport it to Cota in most cases. We're here pretty much every other week, and we offer the service. So the guy or girl will come along with and jump in the car. We have RVs and, you know, haulers, which the drivers use to get changed in. We do all the debriefing. We have coaches. So typically most drivers take a coach of ours, and then they work the sessions and trying to go quicker, and trying to improve their lap times and their lines on the circuit. And then once they've had a good weekend, 9 times out of 10, the car will come back to us, and we kind of rinse and repeat, really. So try and make it as easy as possible. It's more of a club as well now it's turned into. We're just slightly different this week, purely because the F1 garages are full and getting ready for the Grand Prix that's heading here on the 23rd, 22nd and 23rd. So we're out in the car park, and it's almost like a mini festival, you know, people with their RVs and trucks all parked together. We got 22 cars here this weekend that we're looking after. So it's a little bit different, but also, you know, we'll make the most of it and have fun. And again, you know, people turn up with their families and their wives and girlfriends and kids all get chatting to each other. So it's a family affair, effectively.
So, Dave, let me just make sure that I understand this. You just got through saying and telling me that you have 22 cars. That goes way beyond a stable of cars that you're managing out there today. How in the world do you manage to keep up with all that?
And how big is the crew you bring to support 22 cars?
So how do we manage to keep up is a good question. We're always looking for you know, competent mechanics. We have a range of people here. So one of my kind of ethics would be we want to train people up. You know, it's really important. I've done 36 years of motorsport, and you know, I learned a lot along the way. And I wanted to kind of inject that into to this business. So we're always looking for young, enthusiastic people, which we train. And then we have a myriad of experience within the team. So we've got people that worked in Indy cars, we've got people that work in NASCARs and F1 and also IMSA and GT championships. So we try and keep up. We're almost employing someone every 2 months currently. You know, we're kind of up to 16 permanent staff. And then when it comes to how many staff and what staff we do, typically each car will have one tech on it. Then we have a coach for the majority of the drivers, and then we have like a chief mechanic, crew chief if you like, and also an engineer that sort of oversees all the cars and all the setting changes. So one of the biggest things that people tend to get wrong at the start of it is making sure that the tyre pressures are correct. And again, you know, that can make the car understeer, oversteer, slide, roll the tyre off the rim. So we get the basics right first, which is the tyre pressures. And then once we've moved on from there, we then start looking at the driving styles, etc. So typically one person per car, so probably 1.25 people per car. And that's kind of how we roll each weekend. We do a huge amount of stuff at Harris Hill on every Wednesday. So a lot of the customers are obviously successful guys and girls. And when they can get, anytime they can get out, they like to run. So we do Harris Hill. We also do Crescent and MSR Houston as well.
So when you talk about you have, let's take it down to one person per car, with that, when you have a range of different cars, you know, I'm sure you have people that are bringing Porsches, some people are bringing Corvettes, some people are bringing Camaros, Mustangs, Miatas. Are the people that you assign to those cars experienced in that brand, or are they just experienced in the racing management of the car? You know, because different cars are going to require a different level of knowledge of how the setup works.
Yes, so quite an interesting question. You know, typically the staff that we have got a pedigree in motorsport. So, which is, you know, you can fix anything and you can run anything. We do have guys that have experience in the sort of GT championships. So, you know, Ferrari, Lamborghini. We've got some LMP3 cars. So we have people that have qualifications in those cars, but a lot of it is just racing and kind of, you know, best experience from the past, really, you know, with the radicals. So
in general, yeah.
Also, you know, the other thing is we do run a lot of the systems, so we have a lot of the software to fault find the codes that we get thrown. But most of the time, you know, 9 times out of 10, you'll turn up and the car will go round and round in circles, and you'll just change the tyres, you know, and fuel it up.
Yep. Do you have a particular car or race division that you mainly focus on just because more people have that kind of car?
Yes, so we take part in the North American Radical Championship, and we had at COTA we had 10 cars entered into the race. So that's typically what we do. We also do a GT invitation, so we got a couple of AMG GT3s that we enter into that, and some challenge Ferrari cars as well. But the main kind of race series for us is Radical North America.
Okay.
Do you also, I mean, in your shop, where is your shop located?
So our shop's in Buda, which is exit 219 on the 35.
Gotcha.
So
yep.
Out there near the Salt Lick.
Excuse me?
Out there near the Salt Lick barbecue place. Correct,
yes. Yeah, pass it every day on the way to work.
Smells it too.
Yep.
Yeah. So do you find yourself actually doing more work on these cars once you get a client that they send them over to you and, look, you just take care of my car for me? Do you get more work like that out of getting hired for maybe one race or two?
Yes, it's really interesting. So, you know, the way it's pretty organic, really, the growth. So, I mean, I'll give you an example today. So we turned up, we have our 22 cars. There was a Ferrari that went past me and it looked like a speedboat, you know, it was heading like this past me. So I went up to the guy, I didn't know him. I said, look, looks like you got a puncture or the car's not set up right. It's a brand new Ferrari. No, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's good. I said, okay. And then he came back to me and he said, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's got reverse rake, the front of the car's off the ground. So anyway, long and short of it was, I said, tell me the story of what happened to the car before it got here. Well, we had it done in LA. A shop changed the springs on it. And I said, okay, there we go. So that's probably the door cracked open. And then we found out that they'd put the wrong springs on the back of the car, and they're on the front. So, the front of the car was raised in the air, therefore, not handling and touching the ground as it was going around the circuit. Yeah. So he's got his 300 grand car.
High speed wheelies.
Yes, porpoising down the straight. So anyway, we, he's like, oh, can I have your number? What do you guys do type thing? And that's pretty much how our business works. And then, in lieu of the question that you asked is, we kind of have an open menu. So it depends, someone might come in and say, I want everything done on my car. And then we have customers that just fly in. We look after their car, we store it. And the only thing they want is a new set of tyres and supply the gas. And then they run it themselves. So the menu's quite extensive, really. You can build it how you want. So it fits into your budget and also fits into how much fun you want to have at the track.
So you brought, as your team, brought 22 cars there, or some of the people bring their own car and you just support them when they get there? You hauled in 22 cars today?
Yeah, so two out of the 22, 20 out of the 22 we brought. The others were driven by the customers.
Wow.
So
that's got to be a fun car haul.
I was just going to say that would be multiple car haulers, and I can't even imagine the logistics of trying to get all of that iron from one point to another point and try to keep everything straight. Well, I will volunteer. I'll be your T-shirt salesperson at these races. Because I know that's going to be next on the list. A fan trailer.
Yeah, he did say that he has young and enthusiastic folks. We're half of that.
Yeah, we're half of that. Yeah,
we're neither young, but we are enthusiastic.
Yeah, most definitely. So, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
Well, we got a radical SR10 demo that we're doing. So we're trying to get as many people in the car. We got 5 sessions a day, and we're trying to sell cars. So radical SR10. Most of the clients and customers that are around here, once they get in them, they're addicted. Just purely because it's low to the ground, has a huge amount of downforce, and we'll do a 206 around Kota, so pretty fast. If you think a GT3 Cup car is in the 13s, 14s, so yeah, pretty quick.
Well, what is the price of something like that?
Kind of the SR3s start at around 130,000. The SR10's about 155.
So affordable to a person, obviously, that has the means, but also, it's not out of line. I mean,
but good luck talking about a race car.
You're talking about a 425 horsepower prototype-looking car. What's it weigh?
1,300 pounds.
With 425 horsepower.
God. It's a grown-up go-kart with a body on it.
And somebody that'll manage it for you. So all you got to do is show up and drop your butt in the seat.
So what kind of an engine does the thing have in it?
It's just got a 4-cylinder Ford turbo engine. So
you run an EcoBoost.
Yeah,
425 horsepower.
Wow.
Well, 425 horsepower out of a 4-banger turbocharged engine. That's a lot, my friend. I don't care who you are. We did a review earlier on the new Ford Bronco that has a little 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, and they're getting 300 horsepower out of that thing. And the trick to it is just getting the RPM in it. Once you get it off above 2,000 RPM, that thing will go like a tornado.
Hauling donkey.
Well, if you want to get the smaller car, because he'd mentioned the smaller car has a Suzuki Hayabusa 1,300cc and 1,350cc and a 1,500cc engine in them.
Wow.
So you talk about screaming high RPM buzz bomb.
God, how much fun is that?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So, so you don't rent any of the race cars that you supply, do you?
Yeah, we do. So you can get a pre-owned Radical SR3 1500 or 1340 for, you can pick one up for 40 grand. And you can race it. You can race it in the series. You can do all the track days that happen around. But we have cars we can rent. We have SR3s and SR10s that can be rented out to anyone who wants to do track days or even go into racing.
What a great idea! Now, as a driver, do you have to be licensed in the series?
Ask certifications.
Yeah, you need a race license, but also you can get part of your qualifications through Edge Addicts or Chin for the amount of time you spent driving at the HPD days.
So that's really cool, because one of the problems I always thought you'd have, if you don't have a race car, how can you get a race license? So now you can go work with these guys and get a car that you can use to get your license to get wherever else you want to go.
That's
from
right.
there.
It'd be there's nothing cheap about racing any way you look at it.
But this is manageable cost.
And the fact that you can get into the series without actually having to step up and buy a car. You could rent a ride, so to speak, for the weekend to see if you really liked it. And after you liked it, well, hey, 40 grand will get you in the seat.
Yep.
And
that's a start.
And you own it.
That's cheap, though, for a race car.
It is.
But you could also rent different models to figure out which one you want.
You got all that, yeah. Well, this is a great idea. And how long have you been doing this, Dave?
I've been with Esses for 15 months.
And the company's 2 years old, I think you said earlier.
Yes, yeah, just over 2 years old. So.
Wow. Well, we're all impressed. We're trying to pick our jaws up off the ground going, what a great idea this is. Why didn't we think of that? And I know that you got your hands full, especially this weekend with 22 cars in your stable there that you're trying to keep competitive and support the effort there of all the drivers. Well, so what is your next event after this one?
We have another event at Harris Hill on Wednesday, which is demo days for our SR10. And then after that, we go to Crescent in Dallas. And then we are off to Cota again for the 30th and 31st. And then we have our final round of the Radical Cup, which is taking place in Sebring in Florida.
Oh, wow.
So we're going there to test on November the 5th. And then we have the race about 2 weeks later.
Well, there's nothing like being busy, huh?
No, it's good. It's great. And be nice to see you guys down at our shop one day or at a track day.
Hey, don't be surprised if we come knocking on the door. Dave, it's great talking to you. Thanks so much for joining us. Good luck with all of the plans that you've got this weekend up there, and we hope to run into you again soon. Again, it's Esses Racing. That's ESSES, Racing and Support. Dave, talk to you again soon, I hope.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
I put their link on our
Buda,
Facebook page.
Texas. Mm-hmm. Buda.
Yeah.
Buda.
It's like rub your belly and pat your head.
Oh,
or
not
boy.
that.
Pat your head.
No.
How'd you like his Austin accent?
Yeah, I love the Austin accent.
There's two guests we had today with an English accent. Maybe
We should have had three, because Brian Redmond, if he'd have showed up, would have been the third one.
We all need to do the show with English accents.
Eh? No, that's not
Canadian. Here.
You know, I got a feeling we're probably going to end this show in the same way that we
We
started.
certainly
out
did.
of control.
Out of control and off the tracks.
Man.
You said you had a big bottle somewhere. What were you talking about?
It's in there.
No, I'm not doing that again.
You're not?
Well, last
Did
weekend
that did that kind of put you on the couch for the rest of the day?
for the rest of the weekend.
Rest of the weekend. Well, at any rate,
Recovery's
I
a little
thought that
weaker.
you guys
It was.
would appreciate it.
That was nice.
So, did we get everything in? That's
Twice. I think we got everything twice.
No, we didn't. What do you mean by that?
I don't know.
Okay.
We just had a lot
you
to
made
do.
me think about, did I miss something?
No, I don't think we did.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
looking.
Okay, well, we'll just wait for you then.
Okay, please do.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Because
talk
we
amongst
don't
yourselves.
have anything else.
God. Remind me to take the computer away from him next time.
Here, let me fix it.
Uh-oh.
Please do.
There you go. There you go. I fixed it because we can't hear it anymore. You know, this
Boomer
guy,
Sooner.
This guy.
I know. It's
And I know
Boomer
all
Sooner.
our UT
This guy.
fans are just twisting in the wind, and our A&M fans will probably be twisting in the wind later tonight.
Don't be twisting in the wind. You lose a
Yeah,
lot of stuff.
Alabama and A&M face each other, and they're in Kyle Field, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What time does it start? I may have to try and watch
Tonight,
it.
can you imagine the tailgate party by the time the game starts? They won't even be in the stands.
They're gonna be
They'll be
hammered.
laid out in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah. It'd be great.
It'd be great.
It's like one of our gigs.
Have you ever done that, Mars?
What? Laid out in the parking lot?
Gotten so
Not in a very long time.
Gotten so wasted you forgot to go to the game? I remember most of the games you went to were high school
Wait a minute.
games.
Is
so
my
be
wife
careful.
still listening?
Becky, the
Is
truth
she-
is
is
about
she-
to come out.
Not if she's watching. I'm not saying another word.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's so old.
I'm
He's,
done.
She's
She's
off.
not.
She
She's
left.
not there.
he's watching chariot games.
Go
Picked
ahead,
up with
Mars.
the
We want to
lion
hear
and
the
thing.
story.
Well, there was a story that going around about going through Jack in the Box about 3 o'clock in the morning, and somebody hanging all over Jack, trying to explain to Jack what he wanted to eat. But I don't really know who all was involved.
That was
in
when.
that.
You
That was
can't
when.
remember?
That was when they had the clown out there at the.
at the speaker thing. Yeah, he's not near as funny as he is on
That's,
TV.
that's why we can't have anything nice around here.
So you're still waiting on a
Don't tell
response
me
from
you've not
Elon
done
Musk?
that.
Not
Yeah,
on Jack.
no, I checked the email. Elon hasn't got back with us, but he may be.
He's on. He's busy this weekend, but maybe I'm
He's
thinking.
maybe moving or
No,
something.
Bezos is the one who's about to shoot William Shatner up in that missile
Rocket.
thing he's got.
I did not realize that William Shatner was as old as he is.
90
91.
years old. 90 or 91.
90, 91, yeah.
Wow.
He looks good for being that old. I wish I looked that good now. You're 91, Jeff?
No, I'm doing the V.
Live long and prosper. That's the
Spock?
Vulcan. That's Spock. I don't think Spock's around anymore. I think
he's not.
He's gone on to the great beyond.
Yep. Vulcan.
Well, next weekend we're going to be at Tailpipes and Tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Always enjoy going out there. I hope the weather holds out for us.
That's
And if
supposed
you're
to
going to
be.
join us out there and you got a cool car, come up and talk to us. We'd like to interview you
Absolutely.
about your car.
Yep.
Or we'll get Mike
you
to
know.
hunt you down.
We're always looking for
Yeah,
good
yeah.
car interviews. So we'll,
Well, I'm hoping that Stan's going to show up because I would imagine, I have not talked to him, but I'd imagine that he's in Dallas this weekend racing.
no, I would assume so.
But, you know, I haven't seen Stan in, 3 months? At
they've
the
been so
Tailpipes
busy.
and
Well, no,
Tacos?
yes, it's the last time we've been out there. He's always got great information, good stories.
No. Well, I didn't see him then either. Remember, he wasn't there.
You saw him at a different event.
Oh yeah, a
Yeah.
different event.
I'm not
but
talking
I was
about that.
I was talking to the Emmons boys earlier this week, and they were talking about the schedule, and they're going to come on and join us. But they were going to Oklahoma to race, and then they were coming back to Ennis. But the time frame that they left Oklahoma, they only had less than 24 hours to come home to Houston, and then they had to go back to Dallas.
Yeah.
Well,
so
wait.
they just stayed.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, that made no sense. You
No.
go from
Well,
Oklahoma,
that's what they
just
said.
drive down to Ennis and stay there.
Yeah,
It's
so
not
they
as
ended
if-
up being gone for like 10 days.
Well, Stan was gone for almost a month or more.
Well, that's true. Yeah, so sportsman racing isn't quite as just drag the trailer up to the drag strip on Saturday night.
Well, there is that element, but not at that level.
Yeah.
Yes.
You still got a lot of pre-planning.
Yeah. And stops at Buc-ee's along the way.
Oh, yeah.
everybody has to stop at
And if you got an
Buc-ee's.
electric vehicle, it's going to take longer.
You know,
You know,
even
the
if you
good- the
don't,
good-
even if you don't have to stop at Buc-ee's, you stop at Buc-ee's anyway.
Yeah.
Well, the
That's
good
right.
thing is they're going to have full sessions. Is that me? Yeah, that is me.
Yep, that's
They're
you.
going to have full sessions at NHRA. They have
You
17
couldn't
cars
turn the sound
qualifying.
off on that thing.
Well, I did.
No, you didn't.
You had,
Obviously,
Clearly
didn't.
you didn't.
No,
they're going to have
exactly.
17 cars in top fuel and 17 cars trying to
Wait.
qualify in funny cars.
Turn
so.
it off.
So it's nice to see that they're going to have, there's not going to be any buy runs as there has been the last few events. And 20 cars trying to qualify for.
Well, let's see. If I'm not mistaken, now I'm not a smart man, but buy runs, that would be only one car. With
Right.
17 cars entered, there's going to be a buy run.
At least one.
Well, not in the final, not in the eliminations.
No.
But to get to a setting,
And then Erica is currently qualified third after
good for
the
her.
second qualifying round.
4-time.
That's good.
Yep.
Very good.
Looking for super stock to see if I can figure out where the M and
We got to take a break. We'll be right
Do we?
back.
Houstonian-owned Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the most sought-after models in the Houston area today. When you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, you now have a place to go. Bayway will beat any competitor's written price on the new vehicle you choose or pay you $1,000. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is easy to get to on Highway 225 near the Beltway in Pasadena. Whether it's online or in person, you'll be welcomed like one of the family. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.com. Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in, returns Saturday morning, October 16th to the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and you're invited. Collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods will all be on display. Lupi founder, car collector, and drag racer Stan Holt brings you the coolest Saturday morning cruise-in, Tailpipes and Tacos. Car show season's just around the corner and time to stretch your car's legs in a fun family event. There'll be plenty of fabulous, fresh, made-to-order Lupi tortilla tacos, hot coffee, and adult beverages, too. This is Houston's coolest cruise-in, Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard just south of I-10 and on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby inside the Loop. Get your ride ready and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, October 16th, 8 to 11 a.m. The In Wheel Time Car Show will be there too. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The In-Wheel Time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com.
Well, thank goodness.
We did it.
We survived another one.
That's a wrap for another episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. Hey, when you're on Facebook, please give us a like. Tell your friends about us and share our junk, if you will. You'll get Conrad's Unicorn Hunting Features, along with all things automotive. We always throw in some fun stuff and upcoming events. It happens all week long. In Wheel Time Car Show streams live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central. Podcasts available from your favorite podcast outlets 7 days a week. Special thanks to all of our guests today. All two of them. The In Wheel Time Chief Engineer is David Ainsley. Our Marketing Manager and Video Technical Director is We Need More Jeff Zekin.
We do.
For Booking Agent and Podcast Man, Mike Out of This World Mars. His royalty, King Conrad DeLong. I'm Don Armstrong. Today's show is produced by Dennis James and Old Gold. Gold. Be sure to join us next week when we'll be coming to you live from Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex on the Grand Parkway and Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. Have a great weekend and a great week. Stay safe and cool like you know you are. Now you can smoke them if you got them.
Yep.